Hey homies, welcome back. Let's make a fall card today using some Brutus Monroe goodies. This die set is from this year. Look at that, you got a lot of pieces in there. And then this stamp and die set is from last year. We're going to use this big sunflower. I think we're going to stamp and color a few of them. Well, let's get going. Okay, so we're going to stamp our sunflowers on this mixed media paper from scrapbook.com. Still, no one has given me their thoughts on the Sizzix stamp platform. If you have it and you like it, or if you have it and you don't like it, I would love to know. So we're going to use this sunflower. Ooh, and how about the leaf too? Little memento ink. I used this die cut set, fall foliage, and I cut tons and tons of pieces out. I went through my scrap bin and I just sat listening to YouTube videos the other day, cutting away. So I want to ink these up a little bit. I'm going to start with a few of these bigger leaf sprigs here. And I just thought we'd use some distress ink and add just a little bit of shading to some of these, just to give them a little bit of depth. So this green one, I'm going to use a little of my favorite brown in all the land, Vintage Photo. And like I said, just a little bit. I'm not trying to color them up or anything. Just want to give them a little bit of dimension. So just a soft brush and a tiny bit of ink. I'll do the same on this cream colored one. I think I'll try barn door on the red one. I'm not sure if it's going to be dark enough. A little bit of barn door. Can barely see it. So let's add some Vintage Photo. There we go. Ooh, what if we put a barn door on this one too? Oh, yeah, okay. So then we'll take a few of these bigger ones here. I think these are really cool. And again, a little barn door. Or not barn door, Vintage Photo. Why did I say barn door when Vintage Photo is my favorite? And then let's add some fossilized amber, which is just such a beautiful color. Oh, look at that. And then we'll go in with our Vintage Photo. Ooh, Vintage Photo and fossilized amber. That's a good combination, isn't it? How pretty. Now, I did a couple of gray ones, and I don't know why other than the fact that I just had gray scraps. Let's try Vintage Photo on it and see. Oh yeah, that's okay. And we've got a couple of greens here. See, just so they're not quite so flat looking. There we go. Give them a little love. Or as Christopher Allen says, a little zhuzh. Zhuzh them up. And I'm not worried about the other colors mixing on this mat because, well, it's fall leaves. They have all the colors. Let's do... I just really cut a menagerie of scraps out. And it was fun. Okay. Ooh, how about some carved pumpkin? I love carved pumpkin. Might be my favorite distress orange. Place that on those orange ones. That looks nice. And then little barn door, see if it shows up. This is a pretty deep red cardstock, so not sure. Oh, now on this one it's showing up pretty well. Okay. And then a little finished photo to make my finished photo loving heart happy. Just show up a little texture there. Okay, so we've got a bunch of our little flowers on here. I'm going to go in with barn door, or these red ones. Again, you're not really going to see it, I don't think, but it'll just add to the feeling. And we'll go over the orange a little bit. Now, the hairs on these die cuts are not the fault of the die, I don't think. My Sizzix, my little sidekick cutting mats really need to be replaced. I really should order some. Okay, now we're going with some carved pumpkin. Then we'll go in with some fossilized amber and the cream colored ones. And then vintage photo on everyone. There we go. There we go. They're all inked up, and we'll get our lids put back on, and we'll start assembling some die cuts. All right, got a few stems here. Got our little berries. And we're just gonna put a couple of these stems together. So let's do this one first. And we're just gonna very simply add a dot of glue and add a little berry. There we go. We'll set that aside to dry, and we'll do this one here. Let's see. Once these dry, I'll go around and get the little hairs off them. Like I said, it's not the fault of the die. It's my fault. Because my cutting pads are in pretty rough shape. And you could always go in once they're dry too if you feel like you want more inkiness on them. And just ink them up again some more. How stinking cute is that? Oh my goodness. These, the suggestion is to glue from behind, so let's try it. And see how we like it. Remember, this is just a suggestion. You can always do them however you want. All right, all right. There we go. I'm going to put some more of these together, and I'll be back, and we will start watercoloring our sunflowers. All right, we're back to our flowers, and I think what I'm going to do, I was going to use Inktense pencils, but I think I'm just going to use these Distress inks that I have out. And then maybe once it's dry, if I feel like it needs anything else, then I'll add a little more. But to start, we're just going to use our ink pads here. Whoops. Sorry about that. I'm going to go in with a little barn door. And go in with a little carved pumpkin. All right, so we've got all our pieces here. We have our die cuts and some pretty stamped leaves and some flowers. Now I used the die cuts for 2 flowers, but I decided to cut one out by hand so that I can layer it and pop it up. So let's get this card put together, shall we? All right, so I went to the scrap bin and I cut a square 3 1/4 square and a 3-inch square. And I'm just gonna layer these and put them right in the center. I found this cute little bow in my stash. I'm gonna put it down here at the bottom once everything is all layered up. So let's get the bear glue out and some foam. I've got my little bag of scraps here. I'm going to take these sunflowers. I'm going to layer this one on top. And I'm just going to offset this so we have a nice little layered sunflower. How cute, right? Took a little sprig in there. So really now you're just doing a little flower arranging, right? And I just think these sprigs are the most precious little thing ever. I love them so much. And we've also got a couple leaves here. Put one over here. I do miss fall leaves, that's for sure. But other than that, Florida rocks. And then I'll put this one kind of dangling down this way. I hear Sam moving around. And then we've got these die cut ones, which aren't these cute the way they went together? I thought they were really, really precious. Tuck him in behind there. And I cut all these just using up scraps, you know? It's a good way to use up some stuff. Get the old scraps out and just start cutting away. There we've got a little cluster here. And that one's going to go front and center because it's beautiful. I'll put another leaf down this way. And these colored up really quick, really simple. Now there are little pieces to put on top of this on the points, but I did not use them. I did cut them out, but I didn't use them. And put you here. I don't want to cover up too much more of that leaf there. There we go. And then I have this teeny tiny one. Look how cute. You could do this like in all different colors. I think this kind of reminds me of Dr. Seuss. It's like if you did pastels or Christmas colors, you could use it at Christmas time. I just think it's cute as a button. And look at how those layer. It makes a cute little tree if you actually lined them up. And now we've got our bow. It's going to go right there. We're going to let that sit, and then we will work on a sentiment here. Okay, I'm going to do an inside and an outside. For the outside, we're going to do Hello Gorgeous and just use a paper rose strip. But then for the inside, I'm going to use from the stamp set, If Friends Were Flowers, I'd Pick You. So let's get this. I'm going to mat it on the two colors that we used for that background, which you really can't hardly see that now, but that cluster needed a landing spot, so we had to take care of business. All right, so we've got our sentiment, and I took the old Tim Holtz edge distresser and kind of beat up the edges a little bit. I don't know why, I was just feeling it. So I think we're gonna put this right about here, and I'm just gonna use some bear glue and just get it to grab where it'll grab and not worry about it a whole lot. I thought I might foam it, but then I've got so many layers back there that might not work out well. So I'm gonna tuck it right about here, I think. For our inside sentiment, If friends were flowers, I'd pick you. I think that's precious. And I think I have somebody in mind I might want to send it to, actually. And then we'll do leaf with it. Let's see. We'll just trim it out. I'm just going to do a little rectangle. Got one scrap of this lighter orange left, so I'm just going to trim it. Just straighten it up a little. And I'll just put this inside. Now this card, because of that bow, when I send it, I will put it in a padded envelope. There we go. I do want to do a little stickling on the outside, so let me go grab some stickles colors. Frayed burlap distress stickles, some cinnamon regular, and some burgundy regular. And this burgundy, you guys, I have had this since 2008. This came off the line at Ranger when I was there for Ranger U, and I don't use it often because I don't want it to run out. So we're going to do a little burgundy. And I'm just going to pat it. You just get a little touch of that burgundy on the petals there. Just pat away. If you don't want it on your finger, you could always use a glove. We'll do a little cinnamon in the center. And again, I'm just going to tap it a little bit. And last but not least, we've got our distress frayed burlap. Now, distress stickles are chunkier. The chunkier glitter. That's okay. All right, I'm happy with that. I'm going to let that dry. And I'll be back to show you when it's all dry. Alrighty, friends, here's my completed card. We used up a ton of scraps for this. I cut all this foliage out of this die set from Brutus Monroe. I will see if I can link it if it's still up on the site. Lots of little pieces, and I have lots of pieces left over because I cut mushrooms and acorns and the whole shebang. So I've got those put away for another day. We used this Fall Florals Stampin' Die set from Brutus Monroe, which is from last year or the year before. I don't think I have the year on it. No. Oh, 2022. So I probably bought it last year. So some really good, solid fall pieces to have. I used some scraps and made a 3 1/4 inch square for kind of a landing spot. We've got our stamps that I watercolored, the die cuts, and just layered them and made a little arrangement. Got a nice embellishment. This is a bow from Jolie's. It's old, old, old. Got our Hello Gorgeous. That's a paper rose sentiment strip. And then if friends were flowers, I'd pick you. Just stamp that for the inside. I hope you like this card. Y'all have a lovely day. Remember, be excellent to each other and go make something. Bye-bye.